Darlings, oh my goodness. I was hoping I'd see you, all of you gorgeous people out there. Gorgeously smart, gorgeously kind, gorgeously strong. I'd love to read a story for you. How does that sound? You like that? Excellent. Well, I'm just going to have a little seat here, darlings. My name is Tara Hoot. What's your name? So many beautiful names out there. Oh, can you see my friend here? This is my little friend Vincenzo. Vinny the cat, he might join us for story time too. So I have she, her pronouns, darlings, when I'm in drag. And I have a new book that I've never read. And I would love it to be new for you too. It's called Not Quite Narwhal by Jessie Seema. Kelp was born deep in the ocean. Look at how peaceful Kelp looks. He knew early on that he was different from the other narwhals. His tusk wasn't as long as everyone else's. He had a different taste in food. And he wasn't a very good swimmer. But his friends didn't seem to mind. So Kelp decided he wouldn't either. Look at that, they're helping him swim. How nice is that? That is until he was swept away by a strong current. I wish I were a better swimmer. Kelp found himself at the surface, closer to land than he'd ever been before. High up on a cliff, he spotted a mysterious, sparkling creature. It looked so familiar. It looked like Kelp. Kelp swam toward land as fast as he could, which wasn't very fast at all, hoping that he could catch up with the creature that looked just like him. When he finally reached the shore, Kelp felt a little bit anxious. He had never left the ocean. He was nervous about walking for the first time, but the land creatures made it look so easy. Oh my goodness, look at this. He's trying to walk like a crab. Oof, he falls. It wasn't. Trying to hop like the frog. Ow! But then the turtle, eventually he got the hang of it. Everything on land was strange and beautiful, but also kind of scary. Kelp began to think he might never find the creature that looked just like him, but as he stumbled out of the forest... Land narwhals! Look at that! Actually, we're unicorns, and by the looks of it, so are you. Kelp had never heard of unicorns before. They taught him all sorts of new things about his tusk. We call them horns. Wow. They introduced him to unicorn delicacies, and they showed him how to gallop. There was no doubt that Kelp was, in fact, a unicorn. He was having so much fun that he didn't want to leave. But then he remembered all of his friends under the sea. Kelp missed them terribly, so he said goodbye to the unicorns and returned to the ocean. Come back soon. Kelp swam toward home as fast as he could, which wasn't very fast at all, hoping that the narwhals would still like him now that he was a unicorn. When he finally arrived, Kelp had butterflies in his stomach. Welcome home, Kelp. What are they going to say? Kelp took a deep breath and told his friends the news. It turns out I'm not a narwhal. Of course you aren't. I'm a unicorn. We all knew that. They took it quite well. Kelp was happy to be home, but now that he'd experienced life on land with the unicorns, he couldn't seem to forget them. Did he want to be a land narwhal with the unicorns, or a sea unicorn with the narwhals? Kelp couldn't decide. But then he realized that maybe, just maybe, he didn't have to choose. Look at that picture, darlings. All of these creatures from different parts of the sea coming together to make sure that they welcome Kelp and make Kelp feel just treasured. All right, we love that. Different groups of people coming together to work together to make all of us feel included. And that's what I love about books like this, because there's so much going on in the world. And how do we treat each other? And how do we look around and see what we can do to lift others up, to welcome them into our lives, all right? And one of those ways, once I had a flag flying outside of my house. And it was a trans flag. And I had a note taped to my door one day. And on that note it said, thank you. Thank you for flying that flag. Because when I walk by, it makes me feel safe. Sincerely, your trans neighbor. And so there are ways that we can share and show that we care with our words, but also by making signs, making things for our house or things we might carry outside. And so how about we do a little craft? Oh, let's do a craft together, darlings. How we can be welcoming to others, lift people up, be inclusive. Let's get busy. Darlings, let's get crafting. Let's make some signs, all right? Now, what do you need? Whatever you have in your house, darlings. Do you have poster board or cardstock? Do you have markers? Do you have glue? Do you have glitter? Do you have a printer? You can print out letters too. Whatever works for you, darlings, all right? So let's get started. Darling, so in my house, I have lots of paint and brushes, and I have some hefty poster board here, darlings, all right? I live in Washington, D.C., so we have lots of opportunities to make posters, all right? So I'm going to start with a message and a pencil, because it's easier for me to do that, so I can then go over in paint. And I have to think of a message that I want to use. What message? How about empathy for everyone, all right? So let me just write this in pencil. So darlings, I wrote that very lightly, and now I'm gonna get to pick which colors of paint do I wanna use. It's so exciting. I just have a little piece of cardboard, and I'm just gonna squirt some of this paint out here to get started. And then I'm just gonna dip my little paintbrush in here, darlings. I'm gonna come over here, I'm gonna go right over the pencil marks. Watch me do this. Darlings, how do we think that looks? I think that looks great, but I might wanna add some different things, like maybe some hearts and rainbows, maybe some glitter. Ooh, I'm gonna add some glitter to my number 4, darlings. Come, let's see how this looks. I'm gonna spot it to the edge a little bit, all right? Because it's gonna add a little dimension, all right? Be a little creative. You got this. You're gorgeous. You're an artist, all right? And I forgot to tell you, you might want to cover your tables if you're doing this, if you're using glitter or glue or paint. I got a little paint on my table. Maybe remember, make sure you cover your surfaces so it makes cleanup easier. Darlings, oh my gosh, I love it. How does yours look? How did your sign making go? I hope it's beautiful. Can I show you mine? Let me see what this looks like. What do you think? Empathy for everyone, darlings. We got some glitter, some rainbows, some hearts. And the best thing about these signs is you can make them personal to you. And the messages that you want to send, messages that lift people up, for inclusive education, for kindness, for empathy. You be you, darlings, and it'll be gorgeous. Darlings, oh my gosh, how much fun was that? I had such a great time. Thank you for letting me share this time with you, reading stories, making affirmation signs. And I want to send a huge thank you to Montgomery Pride and to Drag Story Hour. And did you know you could support Drag Story Hour by texting SLAY to 44321. SLAY to 44321, darlings. And just remember the importance of inclusive education. For all of our stories to be told and to be shared, to be listened to with empathy. And I love this sign that we made together. And I want you to make yours and then share it. Tag us at Drag Story Hour so that we can see the gorgeous signs that you make. And please remember to share Drag Story Hour and support your local LGBTQ centers, darlings. We couldn't do it without all of you. And please remember to stay kind, stay strong, filled with empathy and pride, and always stay gorgeous.